Okay. Okay. Hi, Flore.
Hi.
Nice to have you here with me. We are live, and or we were supposed to go live on Facebook, but we had some technical difficulties, so we are just doing it here over Zoom. And let's just do it that way and see how it goes. I'm so happy to have you here, and why don't you start by telling those who don't know you a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Flore Espina. I'm 35 years old. I'm a Swiss power dressage rider in grade 5, and I'm actually competing international and national too here in Spain. And yes, I'm competing since 2 years right now. And this year we are trying to go to Tokyo. To qualify to Tokyo. Yeah.
Well, we will go a little bit better into all of this, but I have to say how courageous you are to everyone, because this is your first interview you're doing in English.
Yeah. That's really complicated. Yeah, I studied English at school 20 years ago. You know.
Yeah, but you were kind enough to share a couple of pictures with us, and I'm going to pull them up here. We can use as a background as we are talking together. Okay, the first one here is of you playing outside in Switzerland in the early days.
I was 4 years old. I'm from a small town in Switzerland, in the mountain, in Châtel, a nice place, surrounded by nature everywhere.
It must be beautiful. Switzerland. Here you are doing what you really love, horseback riding.
Yeah, that was my first competition actually, but that was a Western competition. Right now I'm doing dressage, no, but I start doing things like this.
So it's a passion you developed very early. Was it something that was in the family, like a culture, or?
Nobody in my family ride horses, but I start with 5 years old. We were in holidays in Spain, and I try a nice horse, and then I have almost my whole life riding. Yeah.
Great. But then you developed a new passion, which was for Spain. So yes. How did that happen?
I moved to Spain with 19 years old. I want to study veterinary there, and I didn't start veterinary really at all, because I had my crash, my accident with 21, and I can start in this time. But finally I did my studies, and I'm right now a veterinary. I finished 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think we have some few more pictures about that, and so here are some more very typical Spanish pictures. So, but then something else happened.
Yeah, I had my son during the study, during the university. He is right now 7 years old, and nice guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very funny, yes.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of fun together.
He ride a little bit ponies too, and horse, and yes, and we do some surf together the most.
So he's passionate about surfing as well.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah, we are actually living on the beach, and that's a nice sport to do here.
Yeah. Yeah, Cádiz is very close to. It's obviously on the beach. It's the oldest city in Europe. I heard when I was there not long time ago. It's a beautiful place.
Yes, I'm living in El Palmar, and that's a very famous spot for surfing. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. And that is what you do a lot. You do a lot of sport, and
I try.
You seem to be very active.
Since I have my accident, every year that's like a goal, you know, to try something different. Every year I'm trying a new sport. And last year I started scuba diving. That's beautiful. I love it. That's really cool. Yeah, peaceful.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very nice. And here you are going as well. There you are on that board, yeah.
Kite surfing.
So also kite surfing. That's very difficult.
Yeah, I only tried 2 times, but that's really difficult. Yeah, that's not easy, no. The most difficult is to control the kite, you know.
I know. I tried it myself a little bit. It's really tough.
Here there is a lot of wind, you know.
Yeah.
Not easy.
But it's perfect conditions, I would think, if you want to do it as a sport on a regular basis.
But for me it's easier to surf, you know.
Yeah. And this is this in Switzerland?
Yeah. Yes.
On the right.
Yeah. On the right, that's paddle surf in Switzerland, but I do paddle here in Spain too. In the sea. That was in a lake near to my house.
And no problem to keep the balance.
I have a good balance. I do a lot of sports and I have some muscle, and my balance is not so bad.
No, I can see that.
With a kayak, yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Nice try. I do some kayak with my son too. Love. Yeah.
Very nice. And there you are.
I was climbing my whole life too. I start with 16 years old. Yeah. It's funny. And after my accident, I thought, okay, I love climbing and I want to try it, because that is very important for me. To keep going with my life, with my normal life, and I start to climb. That was not easy in the beginning, but then I can say that with some adaptation you can almost do everything, you know. There are people without prosthetic leg, they can climb, you know. Or with one arm, or that's, but yeah, you have to have a little bit adaptation, but that's very interesting to keep going with sports. You can do, no, or I did before the accident. That was really important for me.
Yeah. So before the accident, it's obviously something you got quite used to in Switzerland, I guess.
Yeah.
Where you grew up.
I start first. I was climbing, ice climbing. That was my best.
Okay. Nice. And then you have another thing going, which is your model work.
Yeah, I do sometimes.
So who are you working with here? Is this the board company?
No, that was a show for the TV because I do surfing and TV. Yeah, they did a show about adaptive surf, and the left one that was advertisement for alcohol.
Okay, okay.
Spanish.
Very,
Yeah.
very different. And then some press here as well.
Yeah, I did a catwalk for a famous Spanish fashion last year. That was a great experience. And the left one, that was an interview for a magazine here, a fashion magazine here in Spain too.
Okay. And you've done several of those because I've seen that in your social media. That,
Yes, normally I used to work as a model for my sponsor, but I did some things for other brands, and I think that's really cool in the way that not only brand that have something to do with prosthetic. You know, I did some normal. Advertisement like for car. I did for Mazda. I did for some alcohol, from things like this, but mostly normally I work as a model for my sponsors.
Nice. And now we come to your big passion here, the horses. So let's take a little bit of time for this. It's obvious that you developed passion for horses a long time ago back in Switzerland. And the main reason for moving even to Spain were the horses. So what happened after Spain, when you came to Spain?
When I came, I didn't competing before, but 2 years ago I decided maybe that can be a good idea because I'm not so bad in this. and I start last year competing with a Spanish pure horse. But this year I'm going to start a new season with this mare in this picture, the right one. That's a good mare from Encinasola. That's a famous breeder, dressage horses. And I'm starting next week, by the way, in a national here near to my house. And we have also the Andalusian Championship in September. And the idea is going in October for my first international show with the mare. That's the first qualification for Tokyo. That's in England in October. Okay. Maybe I hope we can go there. Yeah, with the COVID, but
how is you know, how is the whole COVID? I mean, obviously, Paralympics pushed back. How did that impact you and your kind of training schedule?
Yeah, we were about here in Spain about 2 months. We can't ride. That was yes, but yeah, 2 months, and that was really difficult for the horses, and because camp training was only in the box on the field, and they are sport horses, and they need to move, you know, and for the muscle, all the things, it's really bad. And yes, I keep doing some exercise here in my house. We were here 2 months in quarantine, but yes, I live in the nature here, and I have a lot of place outside my house. I was not really inside the whole time, but yes, the situation was not so good, and all the competition was cancelled. And right now we are starting now in this month, but we are not so sure how it's going, you know. To reschedule all the season, the competition. Yeah.
Oh, this COVID situation has impacted people here in Spain a lot, and obviously someone who is going for the Paralympics, it must be just another level of frustration, obviously.
Yes, I hope it's going well now, because it's only in 11 months, no, in August, next August. We don't have a lot of time. That's a problem. That's very short to prepare.
But do you think, I mean, dealing with difficulties and difficult situations, I mean, you lost your leg when you shortly after you came to Spain, right? And so you learned through life to deal with difficulties. Do you think that has probably given you something special to in these kind of situations, like in COVID and what you're dealing with?
Maybe I learned a lot of patience, you know. I was about 3 months in a hospital, and I went on surgery 27 times. That was really a lot. And when you have so much pain and you have to be so long in a hospital, I think the most important things that you have to learn is to be patient. And when you have to be in a quarantine, that's similar, at least.
Yeah, you need a lot of patience with that. And this was how many years after you moved to Spain was this?
2 years. Yeah.
2 years after. And
19, and I have the motor crash with 21.
Yeah. And so you were up and walking pretty much how quickly after that?
That was a really long journey, because as a first year I can't put a prosthetic leg because my tibia was broken, my bone was all broken, so remain bone, and I can't walk, but I start to ride horses. I have no leg, but I thought, okay, I have to try something. I can't be just like this at home and full of pain and sad, and just I don't know, maybe 4 months after the hospital I started to ride, and that was really complicated because normally you go jump on the horse with the left leg, and I have no left leg, and we have to jump from the horse side, and was a little bit complicated, but was like rehabilitation. I did a good rehabilitation with horses. That was good for my mind and also for my body, you know, and to build muscle, because I lost about, I don't know, maybe 15 kilo in the hospital, and that was a good rehabilitation. Yeah. That's the horses I rode last year in competition. A nice guy.
Yeah, but I applaud you. I mean, to do this 2 years after moving to a new country on your own here must have been quite something, and it's amazing that you mastered through it. And
that was a little bit complicated. I was alone here, you know. My family is in Switzerland, and I decided to stay here. My mom said to me, okay, you can come back now, and I can care about you, but I decided to be strong and keep going with my ID, to have my own life here, and go to the university and work here.
Yeah. Wonderful. So here we have some other fantastic pictures of you.
Yeah, so this horse, I had a lot of fun with him last year. This was my first horse I rode in competition, and that was a good opportunity. And yes, nice. We go in a lot of competition last year. I have so much fun with him.
Beautiful horse.
That's a Spanish horse, pure Spanish.
Yeah.
Stallion.
Amazing. And here,
you
won.
We won.
What did you win?
Yeah, that was for we won the Andalusian Championship here in
Fantastic. When was this?
That was at home that was a picture we took at home, but the championship was here near to my house in Vejer de la Frontera.
Okay.
We did the championship. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you truly love the horses. It just shines through.
my passion. Yeah. That's my whole life. I go every day to train with horses. I race only on Sunday. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with him and with the horses I used to ride, because you have to have a good connection, that's a big life, and when you go to competition you have to know, so that's like you are two, not only one person,
Yeah.
And the most complete contact you have with him, the best go.
So having that connection to the horses must have just helped you with rehabilitation a lot.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
By the way, there is a lot of people they do hypotherapy, no? Therapy through horses, and I think the contact with horses is really important, and it's peaceful, no? That was a great things for me. In the beginning, I have some doubts, no? If I can't do that, I was afraid, because you have no legs and the balance is not so good, but it went good.
Yeah. Amazing pictures that you have. You have a
this
good
guy
photographer, and then obviously a beautiful horse.
This guy in the right picture, this is Juan Matute. That's Spanish rider, really famous and good rider, and he is right now more famous because during the quarantine he had a brain stroke, with 23 years old. Was incredible. The recovery, all the people thought he was going to die, and 4 months after he is riding his horses. It's amazing.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What a
amazing.
turnaround.
Yeah, and he is going to the Olympic Games.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
Oh.
Yeah. Miracle.
He's like you. Turnaround artist. And then the competition here. Here are some special photos. That's your mother, right?
Yeah, that's my mother. She came last year for holiday, and I had a competition. That was the first time to see, and that was a great feeling, because I only yeah, I see her two times a year, you know, a few, only a few. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
sad part when you are not living in your country.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
that was a good day.
That's a
We
good day.
won, and she was so proud, and that was nice.
And that's not, seems like the only time that you are winning. You have several wins. Here you are, dressed up for your Swiss team.
Yeah, the red one.
Right, of course. What else?
And that's Kinsellevall is all the same horse.
Yeah, wonderful. And here,
Yeah, Markinsell. That's the
yeah,
same place I'm going to compete in next week.
next.
Same.
Oh, okay.
That's in Cadiz too. National championship, good place to compete. And that was nice because this one is a Swiss judge, a 5-star judge, good one. We meet that was in Portugal. That was my first competition, my first international competition for Switzerland, and we meet there, and that was a good time. We went in Portugal. The place to competing was so awful. Was airport near from the place of the competition, and it was a highway next to.
Okay.
That was crazy, really crazy. All the horses was afraid.
Kind of scared, yeah.
Yeah. That was hard time to compete there.
No.
Most difficult condition I have had in a competition.
Strange.
And in this picture, I was so released, you know. That was complicated there.
Yeah. Well, but you won. And then you have something else going on. Tell us about this.
That was my occupation. I thought that it was a great job to do, veterinary. So because my idea was to work with horses, obviously, and I start the university. I was really old. As well. Normally you start with 18, no? and finally, yeah, Clark, I was going to start when I had my accident, but then I was in the hospital and I can't. And after the hospital, I was in rehabilitation and rehab like one year, and then I start to work in all the things. But finally, I decide to do what I want, no, what I really want, and I went to the university.
Right. And so you lived then in Cordoba during that time, or?
Yes, I was 6 years there in
6 years, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, really hot but beautiful.
Yeah, it's very hot, especially this time of the year. And here is the graduation.
Yeah, the graduation.
Fantastic.
With all my friends and my son, because he was born in the second of the university. Yeah, that's a fruit of the university too.
Yeah. And then you have been using some of the unique products. You wear a prosthetic leg, and here are some pictures of you. I think with your prosthetist, right?
Yeah, there are different in the time, different prosthetic, and the right one I think is aquatic leg. I have.
Okay.
Yeah, and the left one is the new one I have right now from Sur. Yeah.
Okay, from Sur, yeah.
sport leg.
And your prosthesis is in Sevilla, right?
Yeah, in Sevilla.
What's the name of this facility?
Ideo.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I'm with this place from the beginning.
And that's been a good place for you.
Yeah, it's a good place because they have a lot of patients to do sport, you know, and that's really important because it's not the same prosthetic for an old person who stay at home or a young one who did a lot of sport, of different sports.
Yeah, yeah. And here you are with a cover.
With my cover, yeah. The left one is a recent picture we took with a new mare, with my new mare of competition, and the cover. I think the right one that's the same but in different color because we change in time. We change the color of the cover. Right now I have this one in rose gold. That is I have.
Okay. Yeah.
Show you this one.
Oh wow, there it is. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. I love the cover.
Yeah. So when was the first time you got it?
I think 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah. In the beginning, I was always with skin, you know. With prosthetic skin, and then I decided, okay, I want to change this. I want something really fun and beautiful, and you can change it like fashionable things, you know, and I love it.
Yeah. So you were just wearing normal skin foam or some skin,
I always try in the beginning to have something like the real
like. And did you try to hide it, or was it something that you even showed off with, or?
In the beginning, I tried to hide something, you know, or I want that was like a real leg, but then I realized that's not a real leg, and I want to be something real, and I want to be me, not another things disguise, you know. And I think it's important to show what you really are.
Yeah. And you use it when you go riding?
What?
You use it when you go horseback riding?
Yeah. It's important because I need a leg that have a form of leg, you know, to push the horse forward. And and work very well. Yeah.
You use the magnets or the screws?
The magnet. Yeah.
You use the magnets. That's fine. Okay, great.
That's fine. And I can change all the alignation, and that's important because I change every single days because when I'm on the horse, sometimes it change a little bit.
Yeah. Right, and here are a few more, and
just relax.
yeah. You have many. How many do you have?
I have three.
Three. Those are all three.
The right one is the aquatic leg. The one in the middle, it's the feet. I can change the heel. And I use this one for riding. And the left one is a really good feet for doing sport and for run and for jump and something like this.
And that is the one that has the socket as well in a unique style. I think you have that also there.
Yeah. And have
Actually,
a guard
uh,
counts the kilometer you did every
stop
day.
steering and should. So, oh wow.
Yeah,
That one
you do
has
one.
the fitness tracker in it.
The what?
It has also the fit tracker. It has also
Yeah.
the step counter in it, right?
Yeah. There is an app and say you where you are and how many steps you did, and that's nice.
Really nice, really nice, fantastic, really nice. Thank you for showing that. Because there are not many who have actually seen that kind of live like this. And then, I mean, it's kind of interesting because you said that you were kind of shy to show your leg, and then you went over to showing it more. But then you took it even further. You became a model for Unique, where it's all about showing it. So,
yes, that was really important for me because that very much to be comfortable with me and with my body. You know, when you have so great picture and you can show the world that you are unique, really unique.
mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm, yeah,
you are different. But I think the point is not about disability. You know, more about ability
mm-hmm,
and what you can do with
mm-hmm,
your own body and with your possibility. And so I really want to be free, you know, and to feel comfortable. When you are hiding something, you're not free. Yeah.
yeah.
And that was like a catharsis, you know. That really helped me to be her model because I start to feel in peace with myself.
Mm. That's fantastic. And here
So
you
with
are with
this girl is a friend of mine, and
mm-hmm,
I know her since a long time. And when I know her, she had no amputated leg, and the surgery come after, and that was really difficult. But we share a lot of things together, and that was a great experience to do this shooting together. Mm.
that's great. And so you got to know each other in Cordoba when you were at the
Yeah,
university there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, she lives in Cordoba.
We had a
We,
lot of friends, common friends, and I know her since I don't know 10 years,
yeah,
something like this.
you need to
Mm.
have her on the show and have her share her story. Because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
also has a very interesting story to share. So let's do that sometimes soon. And here, I mean, you are a natural. I mean, you're like a born model. It's feels so energetic and lively and happy. You can just see
Yeah,
it.
that was really funny, you know. That's nice,
Mm-hmm.
a nice day when you have a photograph only for you, doing some great pics, and
Mm-hmm.
you feel comfortable, and the people there was so nice, you know, and that was great experience.
Yeah.
We have some with a big box behind me when
Mm-hmm.
I have to jump into because the box was a little breakdown and was about I don't know 3 meter high,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was really great to jump in the box, but was fun too.
It would have been hard to get up there. Then you were also on the front page of our latest catalog, 2020, and
The last one.
with your new match-made socket.
That's a gray one. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With a dino of my son. He was there in the shooting too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He comes with me everywhere.
And yes, Botan was telling a joke there on the left.
For sure. Yeah. I did some joke because we were a little tense, you know, and I can't remember what I said there, but a lot of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great pictures. Here, some great pictures here. I think that's the last one here.
It was in Sevilla, in abandoned place, you know, like an industrial place, really strange, but the background was interesting, and with a lot of light there was a lot of window in the roof.
Yeah, it's very special place.
But some people in the top of the building, and they show, oh my God, what is this?
It's that old Expo 92 area, right? And it's quite artistic, and the architecture is incredible. It's just a little bit worn down, but it's for these kind of pictures is great.
Really nice place. And, this name from the unique place, no?
When you look at this and you think, I mean, what is it? I mean, obviously, prosthetic has evolved a lot. You said that you are using Osser leg, I think, and here wearing unique 3D printed covers. I mean, do you have any? I mean, what should you work on in the future? What is left to be done? What can we do better? We can always do better, right?
Do better in which way?
Yeah, I mean, just what should we, our designers, what can we do better in your view? Do you have any thoughts on that, or what we could do better? What is bothering you maybe the most, right, when it comes to the prosthetic leg?
Maybe the paint is a little bit too soft, you know. When you do a lot of sport with some cover like this, the paint is not so resistant. But for those things, I love all my covers. Unfortunately, I lost the aquatic one 2 weeks ago. No,
you just lost it.
There was a lot of waves, and I was not so careful, and the magnet, with the salty water is not so good, and I think for aquatic leg it's better the other system, not the magnet, you know.
Yeah.
There are two systems to lock.
So I mean that is something that I agree with you with. That obviously the covers as they are obviously more for maybe daily use and maybe not as much for sports. And I think there is definitely some opportunity there to improve. And so I'm actually happy you say that.
Yeah, for covers for doing sports, it's better maybe another paint more resistant.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you have obviously. I mean, thank you for sharing your story, and I think it will resonate with many to hear it. Oh, it's very, very nice. And I think we have a little bit.
I'm losing the connection.
Yeah, losing a little bit connection here. Let's see. Yep, I think
now,
we're back.
can you...
we are back.
Okay. Yeah.
We should probably wrap it up if the internet is getting worse here. But what I was thinking about, what do you have to share with? What is your advice to especially maybe new amputees that are kind of in this phase where they're maybe newly amputated. It's more stigma around it. It's more probably hiding it. I mean, what is your advice?
Maybe to be patient, and that's a long journey. But I think the point is trying to be comfortable and not to hide you, you know, and being what you are, and feeling great with all your possibility. Because I think the most important things is when you have so an extreme experience like losing arm or a leg, maybe you can think after that you will not be able to do nothing. Or but in all these years, in the last 10 years, I realized that if you really want, you can do everything. With some adaptation in some case, but you can do everything you want, really. I can feel it like this. And I say now in the beginning that every years I try to do some new sport. And before the accident, when I had 2 legs, I never did something like this, you know. And I feel more powerful right now, and I feel like I can try to do everything. You have to try, and then when you can't, you can say, okay, I can't do this. But first, you have to try, really, in all the things. Yeah, that's important. Not feel, okay, I can do this or I can't do this. No, you are able, really.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And Flore, we made it happen. It was so nice talking to you and hearing your story.
Nice.
Thank you for
Nice
sharing it.
to go talk with you.
Thank you for taking the time.
I have a great time. That's really difficult to speak in English, but okay. Well, my first interview in English. My English is really awful, but I try to do my best, you know.
So this year you have at least done now one thing that you have never done before. That is do an interview in English. There you go.
Really.
But I have a feeling you will be doing more things this year that you have never done before.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I have a big goal right now with the Olympic Games. I
really wish you a lot of good luck with that, and I know you will go there. I have a strong feeling, and so we'll be cheering for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for all the wonderful work you've done for us at Unique.
Thank you.
Great ambassador. Okay.
That was nice.
Bye bye, and we'll talk soon, hopefully.
Bye. Bye.